Before we get to the news, this is an urgent message. Before watching this report, please subscribe to our backup channel. The link is in the description below. Thank you. Some big news from Washington, D.C. today. Michael Flynn's federal judge slipping up, dropping a major Robert Mueller bombshell that no one expected, and then he apologizes. Christine Layla for the Gateway Pundit reports that Michael Flynn and his wife arrived this morning at the E. Barrett Prettyman Federal Courthouse for his sentencing at 11 a.m. Judge Sullivan offered Flynn several opportunities to postpone the sentencing and to give him an opportunity to withdraw his guilty plea. The court took a 30-minute recess, and then when Flynn returned, his lawyers announced that they will take the judge's offer to postpone the sentencing. A joint status report is now due in 30 days. Take a look at this.
The federal judge in this case, Emmett Sullivan, began the proceeding by stating to the court, "I can't think of a day when the court has accepted a guilty plea from a defendant that is not guilty, and that is not going to start today." He then walked the former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn through several elements of the case, and he gave him multiple opportunities to withdraw the guilty plea agreement with the special counsel. He gave Flynn multiple opportunities to challenge the circumstances of his FBI interview in January of 2017. These are the specific issues of not having consultation with the White House counsel, being discouraged from having a lawyer, also not being formally advised that any false statements could be used in a future prosecution, and Michael Flynn declined to do so. Through his attorneys, he told the court that he was aware that false statements to the FBI at any time could be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. We just had a brief pause in the proceedings, and the judge has come back, and he's tried to, in my view, sort of mellow or walk back some comments he directed at Flynn as to whether his contact with the Russians in January and December, right after the election, amounted to treasonous behavior. He had said to General Flynn that he felt his crimes were quite serious. He was a sitting National Security Advisor. He was making these contacts from the West Wing, and then he lied about the nature of those contacts to other members of the transition team as well as the vice president. And he said he raised a question as to whether this amounted to treasonous behavior, though in the last few minutes he's come back to say that he did not in any way mean to imply that Michael Flynn had been treasonous.
So did you hear that? They're dropping the T word, treason. Now, Zero Hedge reports that after the judge hinted, this is where it gets interesting, the judge hinted that prosecutors, Robert Mueller's team might have actually considered charging Flynn with treason. Flynn agreed to take more time to offer more cooperation with authorities. Now, Judge Sullivan apparently regrets suggesting that to Flynn. Suggesting that he committed treason, telling Flynn and his lawyers, don't read too much into his questions, the judge's questions. He says he was just trying to determine the benefit and the generosity of the government. The words of the judge. Don't read too much into the questions I ask. Now they write here, the prosecutor Brandon Van Grake and Mueller's team has, quote, no concern or reason to think Flynn committed treason. Okay, so treason is off the table, but man, they are throwing that word around a lot. The White House actually reacting to the stunning treason allegations. And then, of course, wishing Michael Flynn well. Take a look.
John. Is there a reaction to the delay in the Flynn sentencing and the rather unusual inquiry from Judge Sullivan this morning asking prosecutors if Flynn possibly committed treason?
The delay is something between General Flynn and the courts, and that's something for them to determine what that timeline looks like. In the meantime, we wish General Flynn well, and we'll continue to focus on doing what we do here every single day.
What about the inquiry as to whether he committed treason? Does the president see any reason why Flynn should be asked if he committed treason?
I'm not aware of anything that we would know of that would indicate that, certainly.
Sarah, I was in the courthouse last hour when the Judge Emmett Sullivan basically said that he was disgusted by Michael Flynn's crimes. He said that he had disdain for Flynn. Flynn said that he knew that it was illegal to lie to the FBI, and he was ready to accept responsibility. This was all before agreeing to a delay in the sentencing. Given that, are you in a position now, or would you like to revisit your comments earlier today that the FBI ambushed Flynn here?
No. We still firmly believe, look, The things that may have taken place, again, that's for the judge to make that determination, whether he engaged in something inappropriate. What we do know that was inappropriate by own self-admittance of James Comey is that the FBI broke standard protocol in the way that they came in and ambushed General Flynn, and in the way that they questioned him, and in the way that they encouraged him not to have White House counsel's office present. And we know that because James Comey told us that, and he said that the very reason that they did it was because the only reason that they did it, it was the Trump administration, and they thought they could get away with it. Those are facts, and certainly there may be other issues there, but that we don't have any reason to want to walk that back. Senator?
Very quickly about Michael Flynn. He has cooperated with the special counsel's office and met with him 19 times. Is there a particular reason why the president has not said that he is a rat, the way that he has said that Michael Cohen is a rat for cooperating with prosecutors?
Look, we know Michael Cohen to be a liar on a number of fronts, and the president's opinion is extremely clear on that front. I don't see any reason to go beyond that comment at this point.
Thanks, Sarah.
I mean, those questions are unbelievable. Is there any reason that the president shouldn't be calling General Flynn a rat? Yeah, they're two very different individuals, okay? Now, General Flynn did back off from his theory that he was entrapped by the FBI and forced into a guilty plea earlier Tuesday morning. Mueller's prosecutor, Brandon Van Grack, told Judge Sullivan that the special counsel was going to indict Flynn on a Turkish lobbying case unless he cooperated. Judge Sullivan then said to General Flynn that the charges against him that he arguably sold his country out. According to Sarah Carter, who was present in the courtroom on Tuesday morning, Judge Sullivan has more questions about the special counsel and FBI conduct. This is where it gets also very interesting. The sentencing is postponed because the judge has more questions about the FBI conduct. This is huge because now we know that basically General Flynn was misled by the FBI. They told him, no, you don't need a lawyer. Hey, forget about it. We're all buddies here. We're just going to hang out and chit-chat. Show us around the White House. Oh, by the way, if you lie to us, yeah, we're going to throw the book at you. Perhaps it's enough time, though, for Flynn to get all the docs requiring his exoneration and then throw them right back in their face. Comment below with your thoughts. We'll see you at the next report. For the Next News Network, I'm Gary Franchi. Thanks for sticking around. You know the story. Thousands of years ago, 3 wise men, they brought sought-after, valuable, and highly regarded gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh to our newborn Messiah, Jesus the Christ. Yes, gold has always been, since biblical times, used as a store of wealth. Nothing has changed since then. Gold is still considered one of the safest investments on earth. No currency in the world can claim to have been around at the birth of Christ. Because of this stability, the IRS lets you use gold as a part of your IRA or 401k rollover. In Noble Gold, they've helped thousands of people just like you save for a happy and comfy retirement. If you'd like to learn more, call them right now, 877-646-5347, 877-646-5347. Talk to the experts about how you can get your gold IRA started, or simply go to noblegoldinvestments.com. Thank you for watching that report. If you want more, subscribe to the channel by clicking on the Next News Network logo right here. You can also watch our latest news reports by clicking here, or you can get the latest breaking news by clicking here, or the most viral news on the channel, the news that Hillary and Obama hate, right here.